Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, chalo. So we saw, now we'll see in the previous class, we saw the first phase of Akbar's rule. Now from here, the second phase of not Akbar, Aurangzeb's rule. Now we will see the second phase of Aurangzeb's rule. Now in this second phase, he basically wanted to occupy the Deccan areas and the Sultanate kingdoms of Bijapur and Golconda. Please underline this. Aurangzeb was occupied with the Deccan, and his aim was to take over the Deccan Sultanate kingdoms of Bijapur and Golconda. Now, the Deccan campaigns. In 1687, the two Deccan Sultanates of Golconda and Bijapur finally surrendered to the Mughal overlordship. After sending his son Muhammad Azam Shah to capture the fort of Bijapur, Aurangzeb himself stepped in. By 1686. Bijapur was captured. Okay. Now, who's the son of Aurangzeb? It is, please underline this.
Muhammad Azam Shah.
What did Aurangzeb do? He sent his son Muhammad Azam Shah to capture Bijapur. He
Yes.
also stepped into it, and finally Bijapur was captured. In which year?
1686.
Yeah. Now, so his first goal was achieved because he wanted to, capture Bijapur and Golconda. So now you can see he captured Bijapur. Now let's see what happens further. His next aim was Golconda. In the year 1687, Aurangzeb began the 8-month-long siege of Golconda. Aurangzeb successfully entered the impenetrable fort by capturing one of the gates. Apart from the territorial gain, Aurangzeb received considerable treasure. This is very important. Apart from territorial gain, he also received considerable amount of treasures. Right? See, if you're capturing any fort, if you're capturing any place, so once you capture, you become the owner of that particular territory. So whatever treasures are there in that particular territory will automatically belong.
Ma'am, he got the territory and the treasure.
As well as the treasures. Yeah, please underline this. Territorial gain. Territorial gain means he could expand his territories. Now, second, he almost after capturing Bijapur in the year 1687, he seized even Golconda. Please underline that. And after capturing these two places, he could definitely expand his territory as well as gain treasures. In the year 1636, Ahmednagar had already become the part of the Mughal Empire. The Marathas, however, constantly proved a challenge for Aurangzeb in Deccan. All right. So Marathas definitely proved a challenge. This is very important. So among all the three enemies, underline that part, last part. Among all the three enemies, it was the Marathas who constantly proved challenge for Aurangzeb.
And the Marathas were the most toughest enemies.
Yes. Correct. Okay. Now, I want you all to open your notebooks and write down the answers as CYPs, and we will also solve this quiz. Are you all ready?
Yes. I'm leaving on later.
Let's solve the quiz and check your progress as well. In which year did Shivaji died? First, write down the answer in your classwork book. Everyone
Done, ma'am.
done?
Yes, ma'am, done.
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, in which year did Shivaji die, children? Who will tell me?
1680.
Excellent, Siddhi. Very good, very good. Let's see if you all are right or wrong. Perfect. Let's go to the next question. Dash fought steadily against the sultans of Bijapur and Golconda and the Marathas till his death. Write down the answer in your notebook first.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I can see Joshua raising his hand. Yes, Joshua.
Aurangzeb fought steadily against the Sultan
Very
of
good.
Bhajpur.
Bijapur, beta.
Yeah, Bijapur and the Marathas.
Yes. Let's see. Very nice. Very good, Joshua. Next question. Aurangzeb was occupied with the Deccan and began fresh efforts to annex the Deccan Sultanate kingdoms of Dash and Dash. Deccan Sultanate kingdoms of Dash and Dash. First, write down the answer. Done, everyone? Okay. So, what's the answer?
Ma'am,
What
the answer is Bijapur and Golconda.
Excellent. Bijapur and Golconda. All right. Let's submit it and check. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Next question. In which year did the two Deccan Sultanates finally surrender to the Mughal overlordship? Show the fourth option also to them.
There are only 3 options.
Okay. Written, everyone, which year?
Yes.
6. Done, ma'am.
Okay, done. Okay, now give out the answer.
1658.
Very good, very good. Let's freeze that and check if you all are right.
Ma'am, it is wrong.
Wrong. Ma'am, it is 1687. 1687.
The ones who have written 1658 will sincerely give wrong, okay, in your notebook.
Yes, ma'am.
Sincerely write
Ma'am,
that
I sincerely am giving wrong.
Same.
Okay, fine. The last question. In Dash, Ahmednagar had already become a part of the Mughal Empire. Wait. First, write in your notebooks the answers, everyone.
Ma'am, most of these are years, no, ma'am. Dates and
Yes.
years.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Karthikay.
Ma'am, 1636.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good, Karthikay. So here we complete. So estimate and assessment of Aurangzeb. So this is important. Please underline this. The historian, that is John F. Richards, opines quite candidly that Aurangzeb. So according to the historian, whose name is John F. Richard, okay, according to his opinion about Aurangzeb, let's see what he has written. Aurangzeb's ultimate aim was conversion of Muslims to Islam. Whenever possible, the emperor gave out robes of honor, cash gifts, and promotions to converts. It quickly became known that conversion was a way to the emperor's favor. Okay, so if you wanted to, this was the opinion of John F. Richards. What did he say? That his Aurangzeb's ultimate aim? Please underline this. This is also important. So you might get in your exams that according to John F. Richard, what was his opinion about Aurangzeb? Basically, he aimed to convert non-Muslims to Islam. So if anybody he would find, the emperor would find anybody converting to Islam, he would give out to them robes, he would give them cash gifts. Okay, please underline this. Giving them robes, giving them cash gifts, and it was quite visible that if you wanted to have emperor's favor, conversion was the only process, all right, of the same, right?
Yes,
As an
ma'am.
individual, Aurangzeb had great qualities as a leader. Okay, let's see. You might get a question. What great qualities did Aurangzeb had as a leader? Number 1, he was methodical. Number 2, he was disciplined. Number 3, he had strong sense of self-knowledge, self-esteem, self-control. Please underline this entire sentence. Okay. Apart from that, naturally, he expected these qualities even in the officers and the courtiers who were available, who were there along with him, thus setting up the great examples for his subjects. So with all these qualities which was there in him, he also expected that his courtiers and his officers should also have these qualities, and that's how he could set up an example for his own subject. Now, apart from this, as a ruler, how he contributed in his territories. Number 1, he built Moti Masjid. Please underline. Moti Masjid is a small marble mosque within the Red Fort complex. Number 2, he erected another mosque in Banaras. Okay. Number 3, and the biggest mosque of Kashmir, which was built by him in Srinagar. So these 3 mosques were built by Aurangzeb. Apart from these 3 things, what else did he build? He built the Bibi Ka Maqbara. Okay, this was another a monument and a close replica of Taj Mahal as a commemoration to his wife. So this was not exactly the Taj Mahal, but it was the replica. Okay, it would resemble Taj Mahal. Okay, so he built Moti Masjid, he built one mosque at Banaras, biggest mosque in Kashmir, and Bibi Ka Maqbara. So these were the things which he contributed to his territories. Clear, children?
Yes,
We had
ma'am.
seen the qualities of Aurangzeb. We had seen how he contributed to in his territory. Apart from that, we had seen the point of view of one of the historians also about Aurangzeb. Now let's see the assessment of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb deliberately reversed the policy of his predecessors toward non-Muslim subjects and what is that word? Can you just move your cursor? And put them through religious, social, and legal atrocities. To begin with, he forbade their building. Okay, please underline this. This is important. He forbade the building of new temples and repairing the old ones. This is one sentence, and repairing the old ones. So, his point of view towards non-Muslims was very clearly visible. Okay, how he treated non-Muslims in his territories. Number 1, he did not allow them to build new temples and to repair the old ones. Number 2, he issued orders to demolish all the schools and the temples of the Hindus. Please underline this. Number 2. And to put down, number 3, he put down their teaching and religious practices also. Fine. Along with that, he doubled the custom duties on Hindus. All right. So the custom duties, which was paid, the tax, he doubled them on the Hindus and abolished them altogether in case of Muslims. So it was abolished for Muslims, but it was doubled for the Hindus. Can you see the inequality?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please underline that it was abolished for the Muslims. He granted stipends and gifts to converts from Hinduism and offered them posts in public services. So anybody who would convert from Hinduism to Muslims, how would Aurangzeb treat them? He would treat them with, he would give them gifts, he would give them
And a new
posts in
job,
public
ma'am.
services. He would give them liberation if from the prison in case if they are converted, convicted criminals, and succession of disputed estates. Please underline. So this is how he was granted. Joshua, you asked me the meaning of the word stipends. Just click on the word. Let's see the meaning of the word stipend. So it is a fixed regular sum paid as salaries or as expense to a clergyman, that is a teacher or a public official. So this is like a fixed payment or salary which has been paid to these people who are getting converted. All right, so he gave them cash, he gave them gifts, he gave them of posts in public services. All right, just underline the entire sentence and leave. Next, he also prescribed some shifts, some Chishtis and Sufis who veered from his strict interpretation of Muslim Orthodoxy. So anybody who would raise their voice against him, even if they belong to a Sufi to Sufis, he would what Aurangzeb would do then, he would be very strict with them and he would regard them as orthodox. So that means he did not listen to the people, the religious people who would guide them, that he is being very impartial. So he couldn't listen to them. Next, many of Aurangzeb's orders were not implemented, largely because his nobles did not support them. Please underline, this is very important. This is the point where his rule started declining, because on one hand he started treating people unequally, right? He laid down various, as we had seen, various injustice was done in his territories. If anyone is guiding them or raising their voice, he would suppress them. And that's the reason his nobles also did not supported him, because they did not like his actions. Now his bigotry strengthened the hand of those who opposed him for political and other reasons. Okay, please click on the word bigotry so that we understand what does this mean. It means intolerance towards those whose opinion differ from one's own. So anybody who would, give any other opinion rather than his Aurangzeb's opinion, what Aurangzeb would do, he would not
And he
tolerate
wouldn't
that.
tolerate that.
Yes, he would never tolerate that. So because of this behavior of his, what had happened, it gave an opportunity to his enemies, because this was the weakness where through which the decline started. Additionally, his prolonged absence from the heartland of the empire caused great upheaval. So one reason was that, and the other reason was his prolonged absence from the heartland of the empire. Okay, please underline. The commissioning of the Mansabdars, with which the leadership addressed this situation, adversely affected the empire's growth in areas or revenues. Okay, so you remember the Mansabdari system we had done in the previous chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so he started commissioning even the Mansabdars. Now, because of that, it adversely affected the growth of his empire. Please underline that. Commissioning of the Mansabdars. Next, the Mughal center began to collapse under its own weight. So it was not the outsider who who was
And
responsible.
his own king did all of this, and this is why it declined.
Yes, so that's the reason
His
they are
own.
saying under its own weight. That means because of their own weaknesses and their own wrong decisions, it started bigger. This was the beginning of the collapse of this Mughal empire. In the year 1707, when Aurangzeb died, serious threats from the borders had begun to highlight the problems of the Mughal empire. So as soon as the emperor, it started declining when he was there, and as soon as he died, the external people also started attacking the Mughal empire and weakening it. Clear from the borders. Let's do one more quiz.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I
Ready,
just
CYP?
Ma'am, CYP?
Let's consider as CYP.
Yes, ma'am.
Since you have the book next to you all only. So just click on the quiz.
yes.
All right, first question. Dash had great qualities of leader. First, write down the answer in your notebooks, classwork books. Everyone.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So what is the answer, everyone?
Aurangzeb.
Aurangzeb.
And will you tell me, meanwhile she's typing, will you tell me what great qualities he had?
Ma'am.
He was disciplined.
Huh?
And he was disciplined, self-control, self-esteemed.
Very good. And
And he was
self-control.
Ma'am, he was methodical as well.
very good. Yes. Yes. Okay. Next question. Aurangzeb built the dash another marble monument. This is the easiest one. First, write down, then you all can give me chorus answers also, no problem.
Done, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Everyone. Okay,
I'm
okay.
done,
Okay.
ma'am.
Write down in your classwork book first.
Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Okay. Now tell me what's the answer, chorus.
Ma'am,
Deepika
Deepika
Maqbara.
Maqbara.
Okay. Deepika Maqbara. Let's freeze and check if you all are right. Perfect. Very good. Next. Dash deliberately reversed the policy of his predecessors towards non-Muslim subjects and put them through thorough religious, social, and legal atrocities. Who was that person?
It is so easy,
Right,
ma'am.
right. I know it's easier. The earlier CYP, the earlier quiz was little difficult, so this one is easier. So it's compensated. Isn't it?
Yes.
Done?
Ma'am, can we just tell you?
Okay, what's the answer?
Aurangzeb.
Okay. That was very nice. Aurangzeb.
Orange.
Who was that?
Ma'am, it was Joshua, ma'am.
Joshua.
Okay, chalo. Next question. Dash issued orders to demolish all schools
Ma'am,
and
same
temples of
answer.
Hindus
Ma'am, all
and
answers are
put their teachings and religious practices.
So what
I
type
think
of a
this
quiz
is
is
the
this, ma'am?
easiest quiz you all are doing
Ma'am, the
throughout the
easiest
year.
quiz ever.
Of the year. You can say that.
Mm.
Ma'am, obviously one same answer.
Yes. Next, what's the answer? Say it.
Aurangzeb.
Zeb.
Okay. Submit it. Now the last question. Let's see. When did Aurangzeb die?
Ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done.
ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
I'm done, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we say?
So
Yeah,
simple.
tell me.
Mm.
Ma'am,
1707.
1707.
1707, ma'am.
Okay. Perfect. This shows that you all have understood the content, and I am also satisfied that you all have understood